Yours is Ironhead.
Yeah.
I didn't see one specifically listed for you. Are you the
Don't
only
worry,
one of the
this is
five?
a big thing. This was a big conversation on my side during the shoot that we got Red Fly, Pope, Ironhead, Catfish,
Yeah.
and Ben.
You know, I only say that because I'd experienced that on Sons of Anarchy when I was doing that TV show, is that we were such a tight unit, and directors would come in that maybe had only directed a couple episodes. It's like, good luck, pal, trying to tell us anything, because we got our little routine down here, and you know, you can sit behind the monitor and mind your own business, you know? So I think that JC is very smart in inserting himself in that dynamic and sort of making him the sixth member of this crew.
This is something I noticed in the poster. In the poster, 4 of the guys are looking forward. You're looking a different direction. Can I ask what the purpose of that was?
I have secrets.
So that was like
No, I have no idea. That's the marketing guys. I don't know. I think.
We tried to get him to look straight ahead. Oscar, over here, but he was just in his own.
I got a lot on my plate right now.
Do you build in the 5 shots your character took? Like you're talking about getting shot 5 times. Do you actually make up what those 5 incidents
You
were?
know, I mean, I like a lot of actors approach things really differently, and there's some great actors who do things very differently than me. But what works for me is at least try to put together some kind of a limited biography of like, how did I get here? What happened to me? What did I want? What happened in my life? And you know, the older I get, the more I got to fill in. You know, but part of that is, of course, like how he was wounded. I think, you know, that's the kind of thing hadn't happened to me, but I can only imagine that naturally would stay with you.
It's very video
Metal Gear
gamey.
Solid, that's the one I'm
Really?
Yeah, that I'm throwing my hat in for that one.
Who'd you play?
Snake, man.
Holy, well, we'll get Jordan Vogt Roberts on the phone, I guess. No, this is a very
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. You want to be in the Dig Dug movie?
Mario Brothers, man. You should do the.
You should do a Dig Dug movie.
Dig Dug.
I'd be into that. It'd be an underground hit. Let's see.
He's passed on. Oscar's got a new assistant.
How could Jay even reach?
Well,
like,
that's what's fascinating is
how he
Nick
got
John
him.
was about 6'7", and I think Jay is shorter than that, we'll just say. And so these 2 guys, you just see them on set kind of stealthily trying
They
to
get the drop on each other.
I love that. Yeah. So there's a scene in the movie, without spoiling anything, where there's a point in the movie where things just start going wrong, and they just keep getting worse and worse. And there's a part where you guys are kind of at each other's throats, and you're just kind of like, Can we not do this right now? Can we just handle this? And I love that because it's sort of just like cutting off stress and just sort of calming it. Obviously, we're doing some live entertainment right now. You guys have, I'm sure, done some stressful things in your lives. Do you have any stress relief tips? Maybe how do you get as calm as a special ops guy?
I think they get caught.
we all go silent. Haven't figured that
Clamming
out.
up is a good defense mechanism.
Not even close. Not even close.
I usually accuse people of making me angry.
That's a good stress relief.
And it really seems to relieve my stress. As long as there's people around for me to be extremely hostile towards, then that usually works. I suggest you all try it.
We had a great team dynamic, and we had Pedro.
Now, Garrett, Charlie, you guys are friends in real life, right? I mean, you're not just putting it on.
They were.
And
As were we all. We were all friends, and then we made this movie.
And you played brothers in the film, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Did you
I don't think that was initially the idea. Initially, JC was in a little bit of a conundrum because he felt like we looked very similar and had a similar sensibility about us, but it would be distracting to have us sharing screen and not have any relation, and then had a sort of a eureka moment where he said, well, let's just make them brothers.
I find it a little distracting.
In what capacity?
You know, just when we share the same screen and...
It's too much for you?
Too powerful.
No, we've been pals for like 15 years, and literally, you know, Charlie is like a brother to me. I've slept on his couch more than I've slept on my brother's couch. So it was great.
How does your brother feel about that? It's fine. There's nobody on his couch.
You should ask how I feel about it.
Charlie, have you ever worked with Ben before? Was this a first timer?
No, this is the first time.
Yeah?
I said,
First time of many.
I'm a big fan of Ben as an actor, but also as a director. So I've been angling for a
I'm
job.
angling for a job from you. So we've been auditioning for each other.
Did it take a little time to look at him and say, okay, it's Ben Affleck, but now I've just got to look at him as a guy who I'm acting with in this show? How long did it take to get past that part?
No time at all.
No time at all.
Tell me a little bit about, is there something special in this moment that you feel like, I feel like things are going right for me?
You know what? I mean, I hate to be shallow about it, but I just did the A-Rod 10-day challenge.
You did it?
I did, yeah, which I saw on this show. I
Yeah.
got inspired by, yeah.
And?
I saw Carson Daly bombed out after a
He
day and a
totally
half.
did.
So I was like,
1 hour.
He didn't even make it an hour.
like, I know I can get past the donut tray for longer in a day.
Yeah.
Not me.
It was
Good for you, Ben.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I will admit, Carson, that it was a little bit tough, but I did it. I feel better. You know, it gives you a little. It's awful for the first couple of days
Yeah.
because I'm definitely somebody who likes bread.
Yeah.
and sugar. But then
No carbs, no sugar.
no bread, no sugar, no dairy. Yeah, it's supposed to be no caffeine. I cheated on the caffeine a little bit. I have to say, I can't. But you know, then you like it's one of those things where it's terrible.
Well-
you get through it, and you're like, oh, I feel pretty good. Of course, by the end of the 10 days, I was like, I had 3 bagels.
You're sitting next to an ace director over here, won the Oscar. Directing is something you want to do too, right?
Yeah, at some point, and
Yeah.
it's one of the things. Ben was really generous. I made my business to, to grill him as much as possible about that transition from actor to director.
And now I
Very
asked,
generous.
I asked what you thought about working with Ben. Ben, when you first found out you're working with Charlie, what did people say?
Charlie has that like quality. He's one of the most like I don't know exactly what phrase to use, but like gets the biggest reaction out of other people when I tell them I'm I'm in a movie. It's me. Charlie Hunnam. You work with Charlie Hunnam? What is he like?
it about?
I'm in the movie. He's really he seems very men, women, the whole thing.
I know you do
Quite
have
a-
that appeal of
Quite a
everyone.
reaction. So it's like maybe I should grow the beard back or something.